Once again, we're back with the Uncensored Philly Sports Podcast. You could catch us on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, iTunes, and Spotify. We we ran into a little technical difficulty today, so we're running a little late. So we understand if we're gonna have a few people on tonight. But if you're up and you're seeing that notification, come on in and get to talking. Back with the Uncensored Philly Sports I don't like to hear myself in the background, but tonight was a frustrating night, man. First of all, we expected, we know it's no Joel Embiid, it's no Tobias Harris, it's no Matisse Thybulle, no Isaiah Joe. We got all these guys that's out because of the COVID protocol or COVID, and it's going to be like this for a while. So this game was a winnable game, though. The Knicks was coming off of a back. This was the second of a back-to-back. Guys struggled early. Seth came out early, was hooping, but then it kind of, he wasn't getting that same space because you don't have an Embiid in there. Then Niang started off cold. I think he started off like 1 for 8. Shake started off 1 for 7. We got down like 19 points, but then brought it back down and was down with Flim 1, and we just couldn't seal the deal. We just didn't have enough tonight. We didn't. So, but I'm irked by Shake. It was a point in the game. I think we were down 2, if I'm not mistaken. Shake got the ball. He came. Matter of fact, he was down there. Somebody, I think Maxey threw him the ball, and Shake had it, and it was like he was on by himself on that half of the court. And then he attacked the basket. It was like a 1-on-4, 1-on-3, and then Seth showed up on the corner. But Shake tried to force the issue to see if he could get his shot first. The shot wasn't there, and he tried to force a pass to Seth, and they got stolen. They went down, they scored, and they didn't look back from there. Shake Milton is a dummy when it comes to his IQ. I'm not going to say dummy, but his basketball IQ irks me, bro.
He turns the ball over too much. That's what he do.
He does.
It's the thing that frustrates me most about Shake is that in the offseason, he said that's not something that he worked on. He worked on his shot, but he didn't work on his handle and turning the ball over. And that's the thing. You're going to witness it. And until he works on his handle and going down, so when he try to go dribble to the hole, he gets stuck. They'll double team him and then he'll fall. And then they strip it and they stripping the ball away from him. It's constant. This is Shake Milton. This is what happened in the playoffs. And for the most part, he was doing well this year. So I'm not going to totally rip him. But this is his MO. And he has to get better. Because we was rolling the last 8 games. So it's an NBA season. We're going to lose some games. We're not expecting to go 82 or 83 and no. So I get that. And so we shorthanded. We playing without all of our key players. With Embiid, doctor said that Embiid is suffering from COVID too. So he got the symptoms and everything. So he experiencing some of the symptoms that Tobi is experiencing right now. So first of all, I want to say,
I mean, this is my thing. I don't even know how good Shake's season been because Shake didn't play like the first couple games anyway. But
yeah.
but it is. And what's up, email? Yeah, hey, that play there in our momentum, and Assassin. I don't think Paul Reed is to blame. I don't like how the Sixers use Paul Reed.
I agree, not enough. Paul Reed, he only 5 minutes is not enough.
But this is what I'm saying. Like when you watch the game, right? When I watched this, I actually found fault with Niang and more with Shake at a certain point. Early in the game, Niang. I will give Niang this. Niang struggled early on, but he kept at it and he kept balling and he was helping to bring us back into it. I like him. He's a baller. He seems like he don't get frazzled. He just keep on doing what he do. Yeah. I like his mindset and playing, and he ended up having decent stats. Danny Green, and Assassin, I'm not going to knock Danny. Danny's offense was suspect, but Danny Green was putting the cuffs on Julius Randle throughout this game. I was surprised because I thought Julius was going to cook him. Danny actually played excellent defense on Julius Randle throughout this game, or this game would have been a blowout, been a walk away for them. So, I mean, it was certain things in there. It's just frustrating, though. it's understandable that they lost because they're shorthanded. But when you look at the scheme of things, you know they're going to be without Embiid for some games, probably.
How you say he got handled? Randall finished with 31 points and 12 rebounds. What was?
If you watch the game early in the game, yeah, he started cooking later on, hitting threes. But Randall kept trying to take Danny Green down like into the post and post him up internal, and Danny Green was playing good defense on him.
And that's why it was a good defense, or was it just making more difficult shots?
No, it was good defense. I'm telling you, it was good defense. He poked the ball loose from him a few times. Danny Green was playing good defense on Julius Randle today.
Points, man. He got 31 points in the game.
Yeah, you didn't watch the whole game though. But I'm trying to tell you, if you watch it, I mean, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I'm telling you, early in the game, when Danny Green was on him, I was expecting that Randall was going to cook him. Danny Green was poking the ball loose and everything else from me.
Nah, I'm just not satisfied with the playing time. See, Danny Green, 30 minutes is too long when you got Paul Reed on the bench and he only played 5, and you didn't let him get a chance to get warm at all. I mean, you could have gave some of them minutes, even some minutes that Korkmaz, he played 40. You could have gave him some of them minutes.
Hey, Brandon. Well, first, Jacqueline, I know you was down there. I agree with you. I'm not mad at the Sixers that they lost because they were undermanned, but I'm mad because it was a winnable game. Like the Knicks wasn't cooking us. Like Kemba didn't have a big night this time. Shake. I mean not Shake, but Matisse. Not Matisse. I'm always mixing the names up. Maxey had like 9. He had like 9 rebounds. I think double-digit points. It was solid, and he was all over the place and hooping. And Korkmaz had a good game again. But I just think that it was certain things there. And my big thing about the Paul Reed situation is, like Shake was trying to take, when Paul Reed is in there, it's like they run the same play with him. He's supposed to set a pick. Now, my problem with him is he seems to never get contact on that pick. Like, if you're setting a pick and roll, you're supposed to get contact on the player. He seems to never, so his picks are never crisp because he never gets contact. But he slides into the lane, and then Shake comes down the lane, and Shake tries to force up his layup, and the center comes over and is making a play on him. Throw that oop up to Paul Reed. He's athletic. Throw that oop up like the same way that Atlanta was doing us when they had when they was killing us with them oops last year in the playoffs. That's the kind of play we should throw there, and you open stuff up. And I don't think the Sixers did enough of that with Paul Reed.
And Maxey, 33% shooting is not good. I know you sure he was hooping, but he needs, for some reason, I thought his jump shot, and I said this the other day, I thought his jump shot would be a little bit better this year than it was last year. But he's still streaky. I need to see more consistency out of his jump shot. I mean, if that's the case, we might as well stick with Ben.
No. Stop it. And only we not going. You know what? I'm not even going down that road with you. You're not dragging me down that rabbit hole because he's not here, and he's not going to be here. And hopefully, Jaylen Brown will be here. Even though I don't listen. These rumors to me, man, boys be making stuff up. It kills me because it's always like there's a rumor. Who's the rumor from?
It's been trending. Well, Shams is the one that reported the rumor early on today. He said that there's been negotiations with Boston, but Morey wants him. He wants Jaylen Brown, but Morey seems like he's asking a little bit too much for Ben. To me, that's a little excessive what he's asking. So I'm almost like it's unrealistic to think that we actually going to get that haul for Ben Simmons.
I think Morey's. Listen, the petty side of me thinks that is Morey saying, you know what? Okay, yeah, y'all want him? You got to pay a ransom for him. If not, sit him on the bench. We don't need you. I feel like this is what the Sixers. I feel like this is what Morey's doing. He wants to make Ben grovel the same way Ben wants to try to play them and get paid whatever way, and Ben's trying to do. I think this is a let's see who has the biggest one. You know what I'm saying, between Ben and Morey. That's what it appears to be.
Fear FXL. You said that they ain't get Maxey no calls during those few takes in the fourth quarter. I mean, they're not getting no calls right now.
No, honestly, and I swear to y'all, I I don't usually get into my whole, not the refs not calling call stuff. Why is New Orleans Noel able to reach on guards all game? He was reaching and grabbing people all game, and they wasn't calling it. That drove me. How is New Orleans Noel able to sit up there and reach on Tyrese Maxey as he's bringing the ball up court, and they calling nothing? That drove me crazy. This dude was reaching and grabbing everybody. I mean, maybe it was just me. Did y'all see the same thing? I mean, and again, I think the Knicks dictated the physicalness of it the same way they did the first time we played them. So, especially if we don't have Joel in there, it's going to be what it's going to be. But I just felt like in certain instances, 6'10" center, long linky, shouldn't be able to just sit here and hand check your point guard coming up the court. I think that there's no way that you should allow that call to be not called.
Yeah. Y'all give us some love. Hit that like button. Hit that like button right now. We need all the assist we can get. But
and Phil, I agree. I do think that we needed more points from that. But I didn't want to necessarily. I thought Maxey played better this game than he did in the first game against the Knicks. Honestly, it was like I think, like Ephraim said, we was off. We was off, but a lot of that had to do with not having Joel in there. Some people in the Philly Uncensored Sports Podcast that's on tonight, some people want to talk about Embiid. Embiid slows the offense down. Watch them play better without Embiid. Watch out. If you notice, a lot of players, Seth Curry wasn't getting as many wide open shots. Everybody was telling me how Seth Curry was a closer. He handled the ball. Seth Curry cracking balls on the dribble. It's amazing how much space Seth Curry didn't have when Joel Embiid wasn't in the game.
I mean, Joel is a great player. I can't even hate on him. I can't. I mean, sometimes he get on my nerves the way he a little selfish to me. But overall, he's been playing well this year. And he's been doing what he's supposed to be doing, at least defensively. I mean, his offensive game has been struggling. But how do you think we're going to do now in the next 10? He's going to be gone for at least the next 5 games. There won't be a Joel Embiid in the lineup, realistically, because ESPN right now got us ranked number 1. We actually number 1 in the power rankings on ESPN this week.
But we were crazy when we said that they could be the number 2 seed.
Exactly.
Right.
Well, what do you think realistically? Can we hold on? You think we can tread water? I mean, 500 realistic for us?
What, without Embiid?
Yeah.
If Tobias Harris is back and Matisse Thybulle is back, yes, I do think we can. For this game tonight, the only projected starter that we had playing tonight was Seth Curry. I mean, Maxey has been the starter all season, but
yeah,
somebody else was supposed to be in that slot. But like, you don't have Tobias Harris and Joel Embiid are your top 2 scorers and your top 2 rebounders on this team. Yeah. I don't know what's the name. Drummond might have moved up past one of them now after that 20 he dropped tonight. You know what I'm saying? But these are your top 2 players that you're playing without. So now if Tobias can get back here within a couple games, I think that you can still, that's 20 points a game. You bring it back in there and it opens stuff up a little bit more. And I think that we're fine with Drummond playing at the center, for a short period of time. But I would like to see Paul Reed get a little bit more. He's active, like somebody brought up in there. They said like Paul Reed played 5 minutes and had like 3 rebounds, an assist, and a steal or something. Like he's active. He brings energy. So I think that you gotta find Shake is irking me, bro. I'm willing to see. I'm down to see Shake minutes go down.
Shake. But the thing when he's hot, when he's playing well though, he's a spark for us. And again, we're 8-3. We're still pretty good. We still number 1 in our conference. I mean, it's a game, and think about everybody who's not playing right now. So I'm not going to beat us up too bad. We literally, we had a very good week last week. Then you lose the best player on the team, and then Joel not playing either. So that's really.
Yeah, he's a clown.
My fault. But Joel being down, that's really like hurting us a little bit. So I mean, it's gonna be hard for us. I think we can do 500 though. 500 is realistic. We have the temporary expectations right now until we get everybody back. Seriously.
But I honestly think that with everybody back, I feel comfortable with the Sixers team. You look at the Bulls tonight, they smacked the Nets up. If I'm not mistaken, I know they was up on them, and then the Nets came back, but I think they dusted the Nets off. So we handed the Bulls twice. Now the Knicks might be a matchup problem for us, but I don't think that. I think we beat the Knicks in 6 if we face them in the playoffs. As teams are standing, and I think the Sixers are going to improve. I think at some point in time this season we're going to make a trade and get some help in here. But as the Sixers are constituted, they're deep, and our depth is shown by the fact that we have 3 of our 5 starters out. 5 guys that started this whole season are out, and we're still, 8-3, like you said.
Yeah. Joel might not be sick. He probably was tired. He like, yo, somebody got COVID. So because he wasn't supposed to play this game anyway. This was a rest day, but then they said, oh, he has he got the virus. So now they said he's gonna be out at least 10 days. So
yeah. So they did say he was, because I know at first they just said he tested positive. So I mean, even with that, you never know. I mean, maybe the symptoms might not last that long, and maybe he do test negative. But that being said, look, as of now, we're going to be without him for the foreseeable future. But I think that's why Drummond was such a big pickup, and Niang was a big pickup because it added to our depth. I just would like to. I hope Tobias comes back. Tobias and Thibault comes back sooner rather than later, and I will feel a lot better.
I would too.
Oh, Herb, if we get Jaylen Brown, it's a wrap. If the Sixers get Jaylen Brown, first of all, I agree with Tim a little bit. Like, Morey is a little bit, he popping off a little bit too much. Listen, if they're gonna give you an even swap, Jaylen for Ben, which I think is more than fair. Jaylen Brown on this team, you instantly have your closer, and you have a dude capable of dropping 30, 40 points in a game if needed. And we've seen Seth can drop 30. We know Embiid can drop 30 or something. We've seen Tobi drop. So if you give me that kind of lineup, I like our chances against anybody. I would look at it as a favorite if we got him.
Let me ask you a question, though. What do you think is the problem with Boston? Because they got a lot of talent. Why can't they get it together? Like, why can't that group of players gel and win?
In my opinion, they got too many of the same type players. Jaylen Brown and Tatum are really too similar in their offense. They need the ball, and they like the mid. I mean, they can shoot and go off the dribble. Like they like the same type player. Like both of them are, in my opinion, both of them are small forwards. They're wing players, but both of them are the same type player, in my opinion. That's why when it came to certain things, like remember when we was talking about getting the guy from Portland, not Dame, McCollum. And I was saying how McCollum and Seth are similar in their playing styles. Sometimes, it's nice if you have that, but with certain type of positions, you need to spread it out. Boston, to me, have been short of a big man. And see, with both of them dudes, they really didn't have a point guard that set them up. You know what I'm saying? Like a distribute. Honestly, they should have kept the ball that they let walk. Instead of Kyrie, they should have kept the ball that they let walk to Charlotte.
Kemba?
Not Kemba. The defensive ball, Rozier. Rozier. I think Rozier would have been better suited for them as a point guard.
No, I liked him on that team. I kind of agree with you on that one. But I just don't understand why they can't make it, because they had a lot of good players come through, and it's just like for some reason it's not a mix. But if they telling us they'll give us Jaylen Brown, Ben might be the man to make them better, though, because Ben don't want to shoot. And they got a bunch of bulls like they got Marcus Smart and all of them. They want to shoot. That might be a match made in heaven for them.
I think he will fit with them because Ben plays defense. Tatum plays defense. Smart plays defense. You know what I'm saying? Like the only thing that they're still missing is a big man. they still need a big man though.
Well, they got Al Horford back.
Yeah, okay. Like I said, they still need a big man.
But that might just be the next step. But that might be a good trade for both of them teams, actually.
I think it would be. I think it would. And we still will mop them though because they ain't got nobody that can touch and beat. So, I know this is a league. Everybody always talks about this is a guard heavy league, a guard friendly league, and everything else. But when you have how many dominant big men have you had in the past few years? See, now you have like a Joker and you have an Embiid and even
Yeah,
Cat. You know what I'm saying? Like who was really the dominant big men? This is why the smaller men were able to take over as much. But
yeah,
now when you have these dominant big men that can do that, it's a problem when you get in the playoffs if you have a team surrounding a dominant big man because that dominant big man can impose his will on offense and defense. So that's why I give the Sixers a heads up. Now when they face a team that has a defensive minded big man that getting Embiid's head like how they how they had over there in Toronto, it makes it hard. It makes it hard for him.
but
But
the difference is this year though, because Bede has been D'd up quite well this year, but our team is better offensive minded. We got 4 other players at any given time that can knock down big shots, and then you have Steph Curry on a whole new level playing this year. So that took a lot of pressure off of Embiid, which was good because I guess it's not fair for him to be trying to have to score 30 points a night to win. You don't got to do that this year. That's why we've been winning.
But that's what good teams do, though. Like that's what I'm saying. Like even when we say Embiid's numbers are down, but teams still have to focus on him. And when they have to focus on him, if you have to, they still send that double over towards Embiid way. Even if it's a soft double, they send a double there, which means if the Sixers swing the ball around, eventually somebody will get an open shot. And they've had shooters to hit those open shots. Now, when you don't have Embiid in there, and you saw a lot of that tonight, it was a lot of more straight up.
Yeah,
Like you know what I'm saying? Like guys was able to get up in their guy, and now you gotta beat this man. Like you gotta beat him straight up on it. And I like Seth, but Seth is not a take a guy off the dribble, a defensive
no.
guy. Seth is not going to he's not Steph. But if you give Seth some room and set a pick for him or let him spot,
He'll light you up.
exactly.
He'll light you up, and that's why a Dame Lillard would be perfect for this team when Embiid's not playing because he could still ball with Drummond as your center, and then you have weaker players. Dame Lillard can still get his points. He can still do whatever he needs to do, and as a point guard, he can still make everybody else better. That's the kind of difference when you have another superstar in your team instead of just one superstar and a bunch of good players.
I'm gonna tell you honestly, if you telling me I could choose between Dame Lillard or Jaylen Brown
You
for
taking
Ben
Jalen
Simmons,
Brown?
I'm taking Jaylen.
Ooh,
Taking Jaylen.
think of
Jaylen plays better.
playoffs. You got to think of the playoffs. Don't just think of regular
Okay,
season.
I,
Because
I I hear what you're
regular
saying, but
season,
Jaylen
you
Brown
don't
has shown himself to be a clutch type player too.
you don't game plan for the regular season. You game plan for the playoffs.
I'm taking
Everybody,
Jaylen.
I, I think I'm gonna go. I gotta go with Dame. I'm gonna have to go with Dame. That's a good question.
Jaylen plays defense. Jaylen has no fear to see. They kind of did, and I think Ethan was making this point before. Everybody's so hype about Tatum. Tatum worked out with Kobe, the Mamba. Tatum is the next one. He next up. Everybody hyped that. They forget Jaylen was picked the year before Tatum, and Jaylen got hurt. Jaylen has gotten better every year.
Yeah,
Jaylen Brown has gotten better every year. His defense is tough. He can take the ball off the dribble. He can shoot. I would rather take Jaylen Brown on this team over Dame Lillard if I had to choose.
because of the age factor, Jalen got him with the age factor because he's like younger.
He's 4 inches taller.
But you got think
He
about
gets
it.
more rebounds.
In the
He's
game,
scoring more than him right now.
in the games, if you got the ball, you need the ball in the hand of somebody who's a ball handler who can create their own shot, who can make big shots from anywhere on the court.
Jaylen Brown can.
Any distance on the court. I mean,
Dame got a little bit better, further reach on the years when he's shooting. But I'm not knocking Dame because I'll take Dame in a heartbeat. But I'm just saying, to me, I think Jaylen Brown is the. I think Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown will fit this team better because he plays better defense and he can take people off the dribble. He can be a closer for you.
Right? I'm not saying he can't.
Well. Who do we have here?
I just don't know. If I can't be definitive either way, but I'm leaning toward Dame just because of the ball. At the end of the games, you want the ball in somebody's hand. And I don't know.
So let me ask you, Ethan, if you got a choice right now, right? And they offering you either could get Dame for Ben or you could get Jaylen Brown for Ben. Which one you taking? Can you hear me?
He has.
You lip syncing. We can hear you.
Can y'all hear me now?
Yeah, now we can hear you. Which one you taking?
As far as what?
I said, if you had right now on the table, either you can get Dame Lillard or you can get Jaylen Brown. Which one you taking for Ben Simmons?
The only reason why I say Dame because of how bad we need a point guard. I love Jaylen Brown game though.
I like this game too.
We do need a small forward too that replace Danny Green perfectly, send him to the bench. But man,
I think if you put Jaylen in there, I don't think Maxey is a bad point guard. I mean, we look at the numbers Maxey give. I mean, I might like him to score a little bit more, but he giving you like 10. He gave you like 9 rebounds. If guys was actually hitting shots, he would have more assists. But
hey, Wayne, did you apologize to everybody? Did you apologize
for what?
For name, yours.
What I need to apologize for?
You was killing him.
Did he not start the game off 1 for 8?
He was hooping.
Did he not start the game off 1 for 8?
He did, but also given the way he bought out the end. If Seth would have helped us out a little bit, we might have won that game.
Okay, but I'm not going to apologize for ripping him for being 1 for 8 and Shake being 1 for 7. I mean, and for everybody, what I was saying was, I said, in my opinion, Nang has been off, but like that's even like the last game. Nang was off, but he closed the game. He closed the game well, but his shooting hasn't been great the last couple games.
Listen, I don't expect you get what you get out of Nang. 6-man role player. So him giving you that is extra. You expect starters to come through. Like you expect Seth to play better. Dudes like that, man. So if they'd have played a little better.
Well, you saying Nang was balling. He shot 6 for 15 tonight for 15 points. Is that good?
How many points did he have in the fourth?
He shot 6 for 15 and 15 points.
How many points
is that a good game?
For him, yes.
6 for 15 is a good game?
For him,
yeah. What about the last game against Chicago when he shot 3 for 10 for 12 points?
This is what I'm talking about. You got to put stuff in.
Or the game against Detroit when he shot 4 for 11.
Put stuff in perspective. How many points did he have in the fourth quarter?
No, so none of the other quarters matter. Maybe they wouldn't be down 19 if he hit some of those shots early on. And I like Niang. And I like Niang. But my thing is, don't come on here and tell me I gotta apologize to him because I'm ripping him. Because
you didn't even let the game finish yet.
Because he shot 1 for 8 for the first half.
It ain't how you start, it's how you finish.
1 for 8 in the first half and 6 for 15 overall. That's not great.
Now see what Nang had in the fourth quarter.
He had I think he might have had 12 in the third.
So that's pretty good.
Yeah, but then so tell me what he had in the fourth. If he had 15 overall and he had 2 in the first.
No, he had 7 in the fourth quarter.
7 in the fourth?
He had 2 2-pointers in the 3.
Okay. I said he finished the game off well, but he was struggling early on. He and Shake, that's how we got down. Him and Shake was bricking.
Listen, yeah, but this is a game where you got to put up your shots. You got to try to find somebody to get in the rhythm. That's all they were doing. They were trying to find somebody to lean on and go to because it's really with the team, the way they went in there with all these injuries, they ain't had nobody to do that. So you got to see, all right, who can get hot? Who can we lean on? So everybody was taking their turn to see if they can spark the team. That's all that was about. I'm not mad at this loss. I'm not mad for who struggles, who took bad shots in this loss. you didn't have Tobi, Embiid, and who else was missing? And Thibault.
That's a lot of people.
But Tobi and Embiid, you ain't have Tobi and Embiid. You're number one and number two. So hats off to the way they ball. This is why I like this team. They never give up. They never give up. They fall all the way, regardless of who was in there. They ball. And I hated on him a lot, but I gotta give Doc credit for that. I gave him credit.
No, I agree, and that's what I'm saying. The only part that bothered me about the game was just because it was there to win. I don't care how undermanned you are. If it's there to win and you lose it because of a couple dump, Shake cost us this game.
They ain't lose it because they lose it because they have better talent.
No. Listen, the game was right there for us to be tight. They went on a run as soon as Shake did that dumb 1-on-4 that he tried to force it and then tried to force the pass to Seth, and the game turned on that moment in the fourth. But real quick, Jimmy J, I don't think that Boston's going to give up Jaylen Brown for Ben. I'm just saying I know that's what Morey said he would take. But Jacqueline, for the record, yes, everybody is saying that Boston are interested in Ben, but I don't think that they're going to give him Jaylen Brown for him.
They ain't going. Did you see did y'all talk about the proposed offer that Morey gave Boston? I hope that's not true. He wanted Jalen, Marcus Smart, somebody else, and like two number one picks.
Yeah, that was.
I hope Morey ain't doing that. That's not a good look. But if we can get Jaylen Brown, you got to think though. Boston ain't playing well. For some reason, Tatum and Brown don't play well together. Mainly probably because they both play the same position. So it's not working out in Boston. So you got to try to find something to work with Tatum. And they probably thinking we need a facilitator around Tatum to help him get his shots, to make it easier on Tatum. So they thinking, everybody thinks they can fix somebody. Oh, you give them to me. I have been doing this. I have been doing that. All you got to find is one GM that thinks they can fix Ben, and off he goes.
Yep.
And hey, listen, I'm not ripping. See, first of all, y'all can't get caught up into Ethan with this. Ethan told me something. Did I apologize to Yang? All I said was Yang and Shake.
You was killing him, Wayne.
He shot 1 for 8 in the first half. And Shake shot 1 for 7, or one of them shot 1 for 7, one shot for 1 for 8, and I was ripping them for their shooting, and I said they were struggling on their shooting, which they were. Like it ain't hating. If this is what somebody is doing, you bring it up. He's a professional player. He was off. He shot an air ball from the corner, Niang. But that being said, I like him because he bounced right back and he showed that fortitude to keep balling. Shake, not so much, but Yang shows that fortitude. So I'm not going to sit here with rose-colored glasses just because a guy been balling, and he has been struggling from shooting lately. But that being said, I still like him on my team. I think he's a key acquisition that we have.
Yeah, I could see they were tired too, Jacqueline. You have a tighter rotation. So dudes gotta get more minutes.
They played 40. We had 3 players that played over 40 minutes. They tired. They was tired.
And it wasn't even overtime. Hats off to Drummond. Did y'all speak about Drummond?
No, we actually didn't.
Oh, he talked about him being the monster on the boards. He actually kept him in it with rebounds.
25 rebounds. Yeah, he was. You gotta give him his props. 25 rebounds.
Hey, Jimmy J, let us live, brother. We trying to help our big man. We want to live. We want to win a chip. Yes, we begging for Dame.
Ho. First of all, no, we ain't gotta ask him to let us live. He is a Celtics fan. Y'all stink. So don't come on here talking nothing. Celtics stink, and y'all stay stinking. Jimmy, say that.
Run tell that.
Come here. Come. Go run tell that. Go run tell that. Y'all stink. The only reason y'all even look good the last few years because we had stinking Brett Brown and it made y'all coach look like a genius.
Yeah.
As soon as we get a real coach, y'all ain't there no more.
We forced that coach into retirement when we got a real coach. Now he upstairs.
Exactly. Listen, change their whole organization up.
Remember we talked about our teams real. Are the Wizards real or are they food stamps?
I think the Wizards are real. I
I
mean, they have players like um
I like Spencer
what's the
Dinwiddie on that team. I,
yeah, and they got the what's the guy
the Japanese fella.
yeah, you got him and Kuzma has shown time at times that he can ball. You know what I'm saying? I just don't
He's
think that
so inconsistent.
he is, but it's a lot of guys that's inconsistent in the league though. And then you know Bradley Bill is Bradley Bill. I mean, you just got it. You got to give Washington a props. You know, I even like the power forward. I don't know. I don't even know. I ain't really been hearing much of his name. The big I think he's a European power forward guy, the shooter. I don't know why I'm missing his name right now, but I mean, listen,
I think
we
this is
10
real.
games in. Washington looking for real so far.
I
Yeah,
think, yeah.
they got rid of their point guard. We got all the
Westbrook,
stats.
oh, he's
Yeah,
terrible. He's terrible.
Westbrook might be out
They
the
changed.
league by the end of the year.
Yes.
What about next month? End of the
What is this?
year. Westbrook is. I know they want an injury. I know they want him to pull a hammy or something because he's playing terrible.
That's why LeBron don't need to be your GM. LeBron makes horrible acquisitions.
Yeah.
He just
But
been
the
good
thing is,
enough that
man,
he
with
made
this,
it work. He just been good enough that he made it work. But some of the players that they done pulled on his team is horrible.
yo,
Yeah.
the thing is, the league though with this COVID, man. Now we're gonna go through. I don't know how many games without B, and it's a tough stretch.
Yeah.
It's a tough stretch. We got Milwaukee next, then who we got? Toronto, then somebody else. But we got a little tough stretch without B. So
I know.
that's what I'm saying. Something like this can turn 8 and what are we? 8-2, 8-3, and quickly into 8-7.
Yeah. We got Utah,
I don't
Denver,
think it's gonna be
Portland,
that bad.
Golden State. I really wanted that Golden State matchup on the 24th. Hopefully he's back by then. But I really wanted him to be able to, because they look like the team to beat, to be honest with you, Golden State. They
They
look
got
like
one loss, right?
yeah, they look like the team to beat, period.
We at
So
least need Toby back.
yeah. But
Toby and
Drummond gave 25 rebounds and 14 points. That ain't that far off from what Embiid was doing.
yeah, but 14 point. That's 14 points is about the max that you gonna get from Drummond. So you know what I'm saying, and ain't nobody double teaming Drummond down in the post
That's
like
true.
on offense like that.
My
So
man P
with that being
Bars, P Bars look like
said,
that might be Paul Reed's burner account because he asked, "What's Paul Reed's ceiling?" P Bars, you relate? Is that Paul Reed?
hey,
That
listen, I
might be
like
Paul
Paul
Reed.
Reed. Hey, if P Bars, if you are Paul Reed, come on in, bro. We'll have you on here. Come on, show some love. we'll let you come in your face. Listen, I like Paul Reed, and like I said, it's just something missing. Like I said, when he says the pick and rolls, it's some of the fundamentals Paul Reed got to get down. He has the hustle, he has athleticism, in my opinion. But I also think it's kind of a little bit like when he was in the G League, he was shooting more. Like he actually had an RA shot. It looked like he was making threes or at an RA clip and everything else. It kind of reminds me how Doc did Maxey his rookie year. Remember how it was like Doc put the kibosh on Maxey, like, up, don't do this. This all you do. Don't do no more than that. Like he didn't give him like room to grow, whereas though Maxey has more room now. But I mean, I like Paul Reed. I do think that there's potential there. And we forget sometimes these guys is young. That's like Korkmaz. Korkmaz only 24. People were talking about how trash Korkmaz was. Korkmaz came over here when he was 19. He's
Yeah.
only 24 now, and you see he's developing into a man's body and
He's turned into a
game.
player.
Yeah.
Herbert Sanders, yeah, I think the Lakers do regret not getting Buddy Hield. I know if I was the GM, that's a huge regret for me. But all right, we're gonna wrap this thing up. We'll be right back with y'all tomorrow, right after the game, the Bucks game. So
hopefully we should be on
Tobi back.
time.
Did we get Tobi back or anybody back tomorrow?
I don't think so.
Tobi feel like he's been out for a while.
Hopefully he back around Toronto. Well, they were saying like he was feeling the effects. What you say, Tim? They said he was feeling the effects of COVID. Him and B.
Yeah, Doc said
Doc said Embiid ain't doing well with it.
Yeah,
whatever that meant.
I'm wishing the best. Hopefully they both recover with symptoms without having no lingering effects. Because a lot of people be having long-term effects. Yeah.
Hopefully.
Jimmy J, they trading Jalen because he don't fit with Tatum. They too close, too similar. And bruh, you're losing one. And Tatum is the golden boy for them. You're losing one
Yeah.
of them because they don't.
Yeah.
They is what they say. This town ain't big enough for the two of them.
And that's
Yeah.
One of them
fine.
got to go.
And Ben would be the perfect match for them. So it'd be a win-win for everybody.
So is Reggie Evans. Yeah, I don't mind if you play anything like a Reggie Evans.
Yeah. So once y'all hit that like button for us, we're about to wrap this thing up. Don't forget to catch us tomorrow, right after the game, right after the Bucks game. They'll be back home. I think it's a home and home.
Yep.
And then just don't forget, like, comment, and subscribe. We on you know where we are with YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Thanks for listening to the Uncensored Philly Sports Podcast. We out.
Later.